For crime trend reporting, up to August 31st, 2023, we've so far fielded a total of 12,384 calls for service. That is up from last year by 8.6%. The greatest increase in calls for service that we're seeing so far is theft, so that's mostly shoplifting and low-level property crime. A slight increase in mischief calls by 2.5%. Our break-in enters are down by 9.1%. Assaults up by 3%. Sexual assaults up by 8%. Keeping in mind that number is relatively low altogether, it's only an increase of 8 calls for service over last year. Drug possessions down by 27%. Impaired driving down by 36%. Motor vehicle collisions down by 2%. Public disorder up by 15%. Mental health down by 14%. And our prisoner count up by 26% over last year. Our prisoner count has dropped significantly over the summer. I expect that's due in part to the Manitoba liquor strike that occurred between July 19th to August 27th. So between July 19th and August 8th, we were seeing intermittent closures at the liquor venue with a full closure between August 8th and August 27th. So for the diagram that I provided you, immediately upon the full strike occurring on August 8th, we saw a 30% decrease in public disorder calls and a 16% decrease in total calls for service. Throughout the summer, that was pretty noticeable for us. Immediately upon the strike ending on August 27th, the following week, we saw a 100% increase in public disorder calls and a 32% increase in total calls for service. And that was the week immediately following the end of the full-on strikes. We've had a busy summer, but not horribly or not terribly busy. Again, part of it due to the liquor strike that occurred throughout the summer. On June 4th, we did have a call of a robbery in which the victim was threatened with bear spray and the suspect stole her vehicle. We did locate that suspect and we arrested 2 occupants at the time. Between June 23rd and June 25th, we intercepted 7 impaired drivers. 4 of those were by officers on patrol noticing impaired driving, and the rest were called in by complainants that noticed the driving and called it in to police, so we intercepted those drivers. July 5th, we were informed that a female had made threats while at the hospital that she was going to start a fire. She then made her way to a local gas station and ignited a gas pump. However, the gas was turned off before any major damage occurred. We then found her, as we were looking for her, we found her in a construction yard attempting to start another fire and called the assistance of her firefighters to put that fire out. And she was arrested and charged. On July 8th, our officers were flagged down for a structure fire at McLendon Yates. You remember that? Our officers attended to find smoke coming from the building and notified the fire department. We were able to gain access to that locked compound and we assisted the firefighters with establishing containment and extinguishing that fire. Unfortunately, it did, as everybody knows, it grew quite rapidly. The building could not be saved. That matter is under investigation with the fire commissioner's office having primary investigative authority. On that same night, almost at the same time the fire started, we received a report of a male jumping in front of traffic and punching vehicles. Just a few minutes later, we were updated that an ambulance had been stolen and had crashed into a tree near that same location. We attempted to find that same male that had been jumping in front of traffic driving the ambulance that had now crashed. He was arrested and charged with multiple offenses relating to the theft of that vehicle. And as you know, on August 30th, we were dispatched to a weapons call residence near the Ashbury Apartments here in Thompson. We did find at that location a 33-year-old male had been shot. He was transported to hospital where he had succumbed to his injuries. 4 persons have been arrested thus far, and the investigation is being led by the D Division Major Crimes Unit based out of Winnipeg. Quick update on our priorities. Initiative 1 was to do some RCMP CSO joint initiatives to address downtown social disorder. Throughout the summer, we did not conduct any joint initiatives. That was due in part to the CSOs not being available, as well as our own officers being tied up with other initiatives. Initiative 2 was to develop a downtown crime suppression unit. We did, as you know, business cases were presented through PowerPoint presentations to both the City of Thompson and the Province of Manitoba. And the third initiative was to engage with our provincial liquor inspector and coordinate a minimum of 2 proactive initiatives targeting unlawful sales. I'm sure your worship knows that we recently have a new liquor inspector here in town that was just sworn in, I believe, so we met him about a month ago, and we'll start working with him to do these joint initiatives and target unlawful liquor sales in Thompson's. For the summer, we've been suffering staffing challenges throughout the summer. So right now, when I wrote this report, which was last week, we do have 4 hard vacancies right now. 4 hard vacancies are positions in which the incumbent has left, and we don't have new boots on the ground yet. So they're on the way, because this is going to change in 2 days from now. Our sergeant arrives on Wednesday, or his sergeant arrives on Wednesday. We have 2 more recruits coming in October. We have 2 more recruits coming in November. So things are constantly changing. The detachments are going to keep up. But at the moment when I wrote this, we did have 4 hard vacancies, and we have carried some vacancies throughout the summer, but I think as we move closer to the end of the year, we'll be in very good shape. So, particularly so compared to the rest of the detachments in Manitoba and throughout Canada. So, for our clerical resources, we presently have 5 of 9 positions filled. I think we have 1 more that we are working through the application process as well.